Hello and welcome to In Simple Terms with Satish. Today, let's understand how a brain chip could help someone say, I need water. Start with a person who is awake and wants one simple thing, water. Most of us never notice that path. The brain forms the words, nerves carry the command, the mouth speaks, or the hand types, the message reaches another person. Now break that path. The person still knows what they want. The message is still there, but the body cannot move the mouth, hand, or finger. The sentence has no output channel. That is the opening for a brain-computer interface. A Neuralink-style brain chip is not a memory card for the brain. It is not reading thoughts like sentences. It tries to give a trapped command another way out. If the normal path is brain to nerves to muscles to device, a brain chip tries to build a detour, brain signal to decoder to computer command. The engineering question is, can we capture that signal and turn it into a click, a letter, a word, or a control action? That is the whole idea. Your brain cells communicate partly through tiny electrical activity. An implanted brain chip places small listening points near some of those cells. Those listening points are called electrodes. They can detect small changes in electrical activity. But the signals are tiny, noisy, and personal to that user. They are not sentences. They do not say, I want to open this app. They are patterns. The system has to learn what those patterns usually mean during a task. A Neuralink style system is a full stack. First, there are electrodes. Neuralink's prime study materials describe an implant with 1024 electrodes on 64 very thin threads. Think of those electrodes as many tiny listening spots, not one big wire. Second, there is the implant hardware. It has to record the signals, make them usable, power itself safely, and send data wirelessly. Third, there is software. This is where the computer learns the connection between signal and action. For example, the user tries to move a cursor left. The system records what the brain activity looked like. Then it records other attempts too. Over time, the software learns. This pattern usually means left, this pattern usually means right, this pattern may mean click, and this pattern may mean select a letter. That software is called a decoder. The decoder is the translation layer. It does not understand the person's mind. It learns a control language built from that person's brain signals. There is also a feedback loop. The user sees what happened on the screen. Maybe the cursor moved too far. Maybe it moved in the wrong direction. The software adjusts. The user adjusts too. That is why this is not a one-time setup. Brain signals can change from day to day. Electrodes may pick up slightly different signals over time. The person may learn better ways to control the system. So brain chip engineering is not just putting hardware in the body. It is keeping the implant, the signal, the decoder, the user, and the safety monitoring working together. The field is bigger than one company. Earlier brain-computer interface research showed people with paralysis controlling cursors, robotic arms, and prosthetic devices. Other research systems have decoded attempted handwriting and attempted speech into text or speech. So the real direction is not superhuman telepathy. It is restored communication and control. And because this is implanted, the safety side matters a lot. This is surgery. This is electronics inside the body. This is wireless data. This is software inside a medical device that needs careful testing over time. That is the reality behind the headline. So the best mental model is this. A brain chip is not a mind reader. It is a new output path. Your hands are normally how your brain controls a computer. For someone who has lost that path, an implanted brain-computer interface tries to listen for movement intention directly from the brain. Then software turns that intention into action. A cursor, a click, a letter, or a word. The future is not a chip that knows everything you think. The future, if it works safely, is a bridge from a trapped message to a real action. If this helped you understand the topic in simple terms, follow or subscribe to In Simple Terms with Satish and share this episode with one friend who likes technology. I will see you in the next episode.